guys, YouTube people world, whoever, wherever, out here in beautiful Yermo. I think it's Yermo. Barstow, California area. It says town of Calico. So I guess maybe Yermo's the next town, but I think we're going to be working right over there. So our next little work cycle is going to be over here somewhere. I don't know where. But basically we got to change track. 7 80-foot pieces of track that we got to build. 7 80-foot panels is what we call them, anyway. So yeah, we gotta come out here next Friday. So not this Friday, today's Monday, or today's Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. So last night I drove, couldn't drive anymore, so my roommate was driving to Vegas. So I just texted him. I was like, hey man, let's stop in Mesquite and sleep. Because we worked all day. We're working all week for 8 days straight. But anyway, yeah, kind of pooped. So he's like, yeah man, let's stop Mesquite because this flight doesn't leave till tonight. So he's like, let's stop Mesquite, stay the night, and you can stay till checkout and then go to Vegas. Mesquite, Nevada is a little casino. It's like $27 plus tax and everything for a room. It's really cheap. So yeah, just $20 a piece, like $37 after tax and everything. So anyway, I left there this morning at 4 a.m. Should be home about 8:30, hopefully. Kind of wore out, but staying the night over there, kind of not wore out, if that makes sense. But anyway, so hold on, I gotta sneeze. I'm allergic to California. Whew. Anyway, so we're gonna be working over here. Next week, probably half of September, and then we're going up to Utah to build some track switches and stuff, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so we got to rip up this track over here in Yermo. Because they got to change the fuel cells or fuel tanks under the track. It's like a fueling station. Where the trains pull up and they just gobble. They just pump fuel. Apparently, I don't know. I've never been there. It's just what I've heard. And so we got to pull 7 80-foot chunks of track out. They replace the fuel cells or the fuel tanks, and then we put new track back in, which I don't think it's gonna go as easy as somebody's thinking. I think we're gonna have to pull that out, reuse a bunch of material, and stick it back in, which will be double work basically, instead of just building new track panels. Then dragging those track panels in, set it in, do the next one. Whereas we'll have to take everything apart, rehab, reuse whatever we can, railroad ties, plates, and railroad track. That's my thinking of what we're probably going to end up doing. But they're saying that there's brand new material out there probably means there's new ties and new spikes. And that's probably all that means. So, anyway, yeah, I'm just driving home. I'm to a beautiful Barstow right now. I think this is Barstow. Such a wonderful place. If you want to get robbed or stabbed, come to Barstow. I mean, I guess I take that back. I don't really know. I know it used to be that way. I don't know if it's changed or it's gotten worse. I'm assuming it got worse because the world has gotten worse. Anyway, yeah, so I only have a couple things planned these days off. I gotta do this car, the Audi front differential. Gonna tear it all apart, see if I got the right parts or not. And the wife said I got registration for the car, and she says I do not have to smog it this year, so if I get bored enough, I might throw all the test pipes or whatever you call them, delete kit. I might throw that delete kit on here. But I won't be driving this to Yermo, to this area. I'm just going to drive the truck, and I'm not going to drive back and forth. So, 77 miles. The room's $300 per person. So if I drive back and forth, it's like comes out to like $380 in fuel because of California fuel prices. So if I just stay in a room, it's $300. So I'm just gonna stay in a room and yeah, go to work. I think my roommate might have bid out on accident, might have jumped ship and went to a different sinking ship. Yeah, I think he accidentally saved it, added it to his little thing, and then removed it, but didn't save his removal. If that makes sense. Right, doesn't make sense to any of you, but anyway, you're supposed to, if you remove it, it asks you, are you sure you want to remove it? And you say yes, and then you're supposed to click save, and then it'll say, are you sure you want to save? And yes. So he assumed when he removed it that the question of are you sure you want to remove it was the question of are you sure you want to save it. So that's the little mix-up he had. So he didn't want to actually leave, but he's got pretty good seniority, so there's a good chance of him catching that job. So if he catches that job, I might be leaving too. I don't know where I'll go. Maybe I'll go to Oregon. I do not know. Home Depot. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I even did a video on the way out, but so I had a railroader friend who works for our signal department, and his dad came out to give us a quote on the roof of our house, and it wasn't an exact quote because I left him a message basically saying I want to re-pitch the roof, my kids' room's roof, and add some ventilation and basically re-shingle the whole house. And this guy comes at me with $25,000, and our house is small, so it's $24,700. It was $24,975, I think. So 25 grand. Anyway, yeah, so I told him no thanks, that's way too expensive, blah blah blah. So then he talked to my buddy, his son, and he's like, hey man, how much did you quote him or whatever? And he's like, 25 grand. He goes, no, you can't quote him that much. He's a good friend, blah, blah, blah. It's got to be cheaper. So my buddy calls me, says, hey, my dad says he could do it for like 8 grand less because the materials are too expensive. It's going to cost, I forget what he said, like 10, 11 grand. Okay. So anyway, so he says it's going to be like 10, 11 grand in material. And I was like, well, I have all the material in my cart, you know, for at Home Depot. I have a cart for Lowe's and a cart for Home Depot. Home Depot's like, I don't know, 2 grand cheaper. So anyway, I just told him, I said, I got everything that he needs. I got the ventilation, plywood, the 2x8s, the nails, roofing nails, underlayment, asphalt, the top cap stuff, the starter strips, drip cap. Well, I got everything that he needs or I would need to do the roof. And it's $5,200 for all the material. And he goes, oh yeah, I don't know, he can't get that price. I'm all, he can go to Home Depot and get the same stuff. I'm all, you can go to Home Depot. And well, plus he gets it cheaper because he gets it for wholesale. I said, look, not to be rude to your dad or nothing, but I can't do it. I said, not to mention he didn't include to re-pitch the roof. So I'm all, if he were to re-pitch the roof and add that in, we're sitting at like, 40 grand. So I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I'll just do it myself. So then he calls me back and said, hey, I'll let you borrow. My dad will let you borrow his laborers, 4 of them, and you just pay him $1,000 a day. I was like, oh, okay, that's not bad. I said, will they be able to do the roof pitch? And he goes, yeah, you just tell him what you want. He's like, it might be 2 days. I was like, oh, that's not bad, 2 grand. He goes, no, it's $1,000 a piece. I was like, $1,000 a piece times 4 guys? Like, gosh, I'm in the wrong business. Roofers make $1,000 a day? And he goes, yeah, that's what they make. I was like, man, I don't know. This doesn't make sense. I said, $1,000 a day for 4 guys, I could see that. It's $250 a day per person. And he goes, yeah, you might be right. Maybe it is $1,000 a day. So he calls me back. And he's like, nope, it's $1,000 a person. I was like, no, that's 8 grand. I want 8 grand plus the, material that I'd have to buy. Which still isn't that bad, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go that route. I don't know. Yeah, so you guys see my dilemma. So if I end up doing it myself, I'm gonna buy me a dump trailer and all the roofing material. And then this way I can have a dump trailer to clean my yard once a year. All the pine needles and branches. So I don't know. Anyway, that's what's going on. That's what's happening in my life, dealing with that. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got. I'm almost home. About an hour away, roughly, give or take with traffic. And I'll be home. Start my laundry and stuff. So. Alright guys, we'll see you on the next video. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on this, the front differential. I probably will. I'm going to have plenty of time to do it, to tear it apart. Because like I said, I'll be driving the truck to Yermo. So I got at least a month to figure it out. So hopefully the parts are right. Kind of wondering if I might need an axle, a passenger side axle, which I'm sure I'll probably order through Audi because VatoZone and O'Whitey's and Napa, I've been watching stuff and they get a lot of vibration off of their new ones, so I might not do one from an auto parts store. So anyway, alright guys, we'll see you on the next video, or multiple videos depending on what I'm doing. Alright, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, do what you guys do. Thanks for subscribing. Later.